Wait, you're welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Wale Adejuyiwe. I'm often called Coach Wale. I'm a school management consultant, teacher trainer, child psychologist, amidst so many things that I do in the education space. In this, my channel, I'm going to be speaking to parents, I'm going to be speaking to teachers, school leaders, and even children to help you to be able to see to the total development of the children who are the future of now, to be able to get this information and to enjoy the beautiful episodes that I have for you on this channel. Please subscribe to my channel and click on the notification button so that you can be informed every time I drop my episode on this channel. Thank you for doing that. And I have juicy works for you on this platform. Thank you. Coach Wale, my child don't like to lose. Every time he's involved in a game, every time he's involved in competition, he's always destabilized. Another parent says, oh, how do I help this child? He doesn't consider other people. I want him to be very considerate. I want him to think about others in his decisions. I'm going to take it one after the other. The first, when you have a child that does not like to lose, it's very, very important to understand it's always as a result of two things. It's either the child does not feel good about himself or herself, or the second reason is possibly the child have a strong need to be in control. And because of that, there's a level of entitlement that no, the person I'm playing with is not supposed to win. I am always supposed to win. And let me say this, it actually stems from one of the reasons is from how we parent and how a child grow up to understand power and control. When a child grows up to be able to see that people around him or her makes him a center of attention, right from the time when a child is 1 year, making the parents or maybe the caregiver makes it look as if the child is special than every other person. The people that carries, the people that tend to the child, the people that care for the child. You know, while I understand that the development and training of children has to factor in possibly the vision we have for them, you have to understand that the vision and the character and the traits and the function of a child may be totally different from the developmental requirement of the child. A very important thing that you must pay attention to as parent when a child is developing is how you use people around him to make him a center of attention. When a child develops it early, that he's special than every other person, it's an unhealthy way of causing development. Because life will structure it to make him understand that he's not special. Except the child wants to go to the school that is in the home, except the child wants to attend functions that is purely at home. A child is not special than other people. If you want a child to love to lose, in fact, to lose at a point of development is an experience of mastery, because that motivates you to work harder as a child or even as an individual. In the story of success, failure is a curriculum. It is very important to understand that people that don't amount or don't take step in anything today, check them. There are always people that are afraid of failing. If you are going to try and take a step, if you are going to succeed, there must be a time when you study failure. However, when a child hates to lose, the child is being raised for an imaginary world. In the world that we live in the realistic place that we call the world, you are going to win some and you are going to lose some. Except you are just going to be by yourself and you won't come to terms with people, which is not possible. When a child develops to a particular level and becomes adult, he will work with people. The child runs a business, he will deal with people as customers. The child is set to get married, he will have a partner who at some point there's going to be conflict, we will disagree to agree. If the child feels that he cannot lose, it's going to be dangerous. One of the ways to raise unhealthy children is to always portray winning for them every time. There are days when children will lose. When they go for competition in the school, maybe internal competition or external competition, the first lesson is not the content of that competition. It's not the content of the debate. Neither is it the content of the spelling bee. The first lesson that a school must teach children is loss. It is okay to lose. We win some and we lose some. When a child takes it personal because the child didn't come first, or maybe the child did not even come third in competition, everybody needs to understand that for first to be valuable, there are people that will follow the position. The only part is when the child continually loses. So it is very important that as a school, when you are raising children that will understand that, yes, it is okay to lose. What will not destabilize the children at the point of competition, at the point of rivalry, at the point of, involving in multiple and external input from other people, is the fact that they understand that loss is part of success. It is very critical for them. Some children have never failed before. Right from the time when they were in the nursery, they are always the first in class. In the primary, they are first. In the elementary class, until they got to possibly grade 4. And then the day they brought the report card that they came third, the father takes it personal. The father frowns. The father does not even greet for like a week. When the child greets, the father didn't like it. While some, the parents were too critical of them. When the child scored 90, instead of them to be praised, you find out that the parents ask, what of the remaining 10 marks? Those people, the time they fall hard. Why? Because the training did not factor in that there are days when you will win and there are days when you will lose. So culturally, my child hates to lose. You need to factor the training of his development. You need to factor it in that it is okay to lose. It is. First, settle the part of them feeling good about themselves. When the loss happen, what do? Apart from just sitting with the child and advising the child, you need to let the child do what the child can do well. Some can play video games well. Let them indulge in something that makes them feel good. This is very important for them to come back, to heal, and to do, and to come back to face that. Why? Because you need the child's emotional state and a level of happiness and comfortability with himself to be able to take up the challenge again if he's going to win it. And if he takes it up again and lose again, that is not the end. No, that is not it. Consistency and the perseverance are skill that we must build in children as early as possible. Oh, that's very important. The second part of it, the need to gain control. You need to let a child understand that you will not always be in control forever. The master in a place may be a learner in another place. As a matter of fact, if everything about him is to be master and mastery, then the child will develop an unteachable spirit, which is not very good for development. The giant of yesterday, possibly we can't find them right now. What guarantees continued relevance in people, in places, and institutions is their ability to share their achievements and to be able to understand and become teachable so that they go into a new terrain and become a servant or they become a learner. They must be comfortable with learning a new thing as against master of what they have mastered before. It is very important that you help your child or you help your student to understand this. The second part, how do I help my child to be a considerate child? How can I help the child to consider others? How can I raise a child who learns to take turns? It's not going to always be about you. When 3 children are watching television or they are watching programs or they are doing things, how can I create a space or how can I create a skill in the child to allow others too to express themselves. Because if he is the one that always wants to express himself, is the one that always wants the world to revolve around him, you may possibly be raising an unhealthy child who feels bad when somebody expresses himself better. That is not a level of security. You don't want that kind of thing because it may happen in your absence, either as a parent or as a teacher. So what do? First, you need to let the child experience someone better and is comfortable seeing someone better do things. Oh, that is very, very important. Secondly, it must be factored in everyday life of the child to ensure that others will take place or others will take forward position before you come up. Because it's a training that helps the child to take his turn. Naturally, when a child begins to grow up, they don't really want to take turns. They want everything to be around them. They want everybody to revolve around them. They are always the center of attention. It's something that is put in baby for their survival. In the place of emotion, in the place of courage, in anything. But as the child begins to grow, as the child begins to transit from dependent stage to independent stage, the child must understand that no, it is okay for another person to take the first place. Right from who goes to the restroom first, who goes to the bathroom first, who wears the clothes first, who takes the food first. You must try as much as possible to allow the children to be able to take turns. The fact that a child is the first child doesn't mean he has to take the first place every time. It is very important so you don't create an undue entitlement in the child. The child just gets to school or gets to a place where the parent is absent and is asking for undue entitlement. I'm supposed to be the first. I'm supposed to sit down and everything come to me. I'm not supposed to labor for something. I'm not supposed to be lobbying. No. Life will want you to move. Life will want you to market. Life will want you to convince people. The fact that you present a product doesn't mean people will accept it. Oh, you will still have to convince them. You will have to do presentations upon presentations. The way to groom your children to be able to function in this space of business and entrepreneurship later is by starting it from the time when they are young. Let them take turns. Let them convince you before they can get maybe a particular privilege. To let them understand life does not owe them anything. And in fact, life will not give them what they deserve or what they desire. Life will give them what they demand. It is very critical and important to let your children go through this training for them to be healthy in the developmental stage of life. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching. I believe you have learned from this my episode. If you have not subscribed, I would like you to do that and click on the notification button. Also, I would like you to share this with other people that you believe that they can learn also from this, so that we can together have and enjoy the episodes as it comes in a consequent and subsequent manner. Thank you very much for always, and I would like to see you in another episode.